Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, Jeannie. I'm one of the most sweetest ways of coming into this space is to hear Shabbat Shalom, and it is always wonderful to have that with a smile that even comes through the smiling mask. It's wonderful to see everyone here, and we have a special Shabbat this particular week, as we are not just celebrating as a young member of our community takes his first steps as a bar mitzvah, but we are celebrating the voices in our community. There was a poem written some years ago about the moment of receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. And at this moment imagined by this author, the poet wrote with a particular voice and perspective, and the voice and perspective said, I was there too, but some of the things that I experienced were not written down because I was always holding a child. I was chasing after family or taking care of various different needs in our circle. And we have learned over the many years of our tradition that there is a voice of half of our community that is sometimes not celebrated and not heard. And so every Shabbat, we lift up the voices of women, and this Shabbat very specifically, as we celebrate our sisterhood and as we celebrate the voices of women, we will have the opportunity to hear those words. So not now, but throughout our service and before each of a number of different prayers, we're going to hear various different readings, and I'm looking to our sisterhood members for nods that we are ready. We know which prayers we're going to be offering. Okay, I will introduce each reading, each introduction to our prayers, offering and lifting up those voices in our community that we are, of course, celebrating this particular Shabbat. So too, this Shabbat, do we have, and I want to mention, so we have microphones here in the aisles, and I invite you to hop up and offer those words after I mention that particular blessing, that particular prayer. We, so too, this Shabbat are celebrating the voices of women in our community by having a number of prayers that will be sung with melodies written by women as well. We have any number of great women writers in our tradition, and I do like to think that we have among many of them the immortal melodies of Debbie Friedman. We will sing a couple of Debbie Friedman melodies this Shabbat. She is our very own Jewish Beatles. Her melodies are just exceptional. They're amazing. And apparently she was that talented that there were literally hundreds of songs that she would write day to day at various camps she would go around, and some of them were written down almost as if there were disciples following her to gather these melodies. Nevertheless, we have so many of them, and we will offer some of them tonight with those that she inspired as well. And so we begin with the words, Lechu Neranana. Let us open up our voices, hear the words of these members of our community, of our voices, and with the voice, the song, the melody written by a woman as well, written by Ilana Arian. And so we begin our service on page 10 of our prayer books with the words, Lechu Neranana. I'm sorry, page 12 of our prayer books. Let us sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God a new song. Yai lai la lai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. ria letzur yishenu, nikadma fanav betoda, bizmirot nari alo, bizmirot nari alo. The words aren't hard, lie, lie, lie. Sing with me. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. We continue with the words on the following page, Shiru Ladonai. We learn from Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook, one of the early rabbis in the state of Israel, who said that it is our task to take things that have become ancient in our tradition and allow them to become new, so that we might allow those things that are new to rise and become holy. This Shabbat, we sing the words Shiru Ladonai, a reminder that words even thousands of years old can be new in our voices this evening and on our lips this evening. We join together on page 13, a melody written by Julie Silver. Shiru Ladonai. It sounds great. Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai. Shir chadash. Sing. Shiru Ladonai. Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai. Shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai. Kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai. Shir chadash. Sing unto God a new song. I neglected to mention earlier that you may notice that I am singing alone this evening, and so I'm going to need some help. Thank you for singing with me. It's so much more beautiful to sing together with these melodies. Well, we are going to continue with Lecha Dodi, but before we sing our Lecha Dodi, an invitation into this prayer.
I think I was supposed to go first, though, so shall I do that really quickly? We welcome each of you who has come tonight to share our celebration of Sisterhood Shabbat. Tonight, we gather to share the prayers of our tradition with some special readings from a woman's perspective.
We welcome Shabbat, our day to reflect on that gift of life and freedom, its source and our sacred obligation.
Let's join together, not at this point, but when we get to the last verse of our song, I'm going to invite us to rise and to turn to the door through which we entered our sanctuary. For now, let's turn to page 20 and sing together. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Yishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ultiferet ve'litila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala Gam besimcha ubetzochola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. I now would like to call up Kai, and I've been told that I can address you as Grandma and Paka to help us light our candles this evening. The rest of the congregation I'd like to invite to please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlikneh shel Shabbat. Well, we continue with our words of Baruch Hu on page 28 of our prayer books. I'd like to invite us to rise in body or in spirit. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. As we continue with our Ma'ariv, our Avim prayer, we begin with an intention.
Give us the strength, the wisdom, and the compassion to empower ourselves, all women, and all people to open our hearts, receive this gift of Shabbat as a time of renewal, so that we can better give the gift of ourselves into the world.
We continue on page 30. Let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechochma poteach she'arim, uvidfuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmeroteam berakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim. Continue on page 32. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, v'vkumeinu na'asiyach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, Uvamitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. B'havadcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Continue with an intention for our Shema.
Listen. Shh. You have to listen to hear. Can you hear the surprise and delight in Sarah's laughter? Can you hear the joy and pride in Miriam's song? Can you hear the strength and wisdom in Deborah's clear judgments?
Can you hear? Can you hear the women who came before you? Can you hear the women yet to come? Can you hear us all as one? Shh, listen, hear.
Continue on page 34. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Leolam Vaed. Continue now with the reading before our V'ahavta. I'd like to invite us to please be seated.
I am a Jew who is a woman, and I pray. I braid the dough for the challah and bless the Shabbos candles, and wrap myself in the talit I have woven, and I pray.
Well, as we celebrate this moment and someone who will soon place his talit on his shoulders, I'd like to invite Kai up to lead us in our V'ahavta this evening.
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו תותפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue now with an invitation into that prayer, that song, the very first song of our people, sung, of course, by Miriam, an introduction to Mi Chamocha.
They danced to freedom on that ancient shore. Feel the hand of God move through you. Feel the footsteps of our ancestors as they danced to Miriam's timbrel.
Let's join together on page 40.
Osei, Fele, Nora, Tehilot, Osei, Fele, Malchutecha, Ra'u Banecha, Okei Yam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli, Anu ve'ameru, Adonai, Yimloch, Leolam, Va'ed, Adonai, Yimloch, Leolam, Va'ed, Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha, Nedar Bakodesh. Continue with a reading and intention before our Hashkimenu prayer.
There can yet be a time of peace and a time of justice, a time of brotherhood and sisterhood, a time of tranquility for all who live on earth. We can have a share in bringing that day closer by the way in which we live our lives.
Let's join together on page 42. Einu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'havidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'havidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha, l'chaim u'shalom, le'taviad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'havidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'havidenu shomreinu l'chaim. As we now enter our core of service, we begin with a reading inviting us into our Amidah prayer.
I am a link between those who stood at Sinai and those who survived the Shoah, those who would dream and build futures, and those who will gather the shattered shards of glass to heal the world.
Let's join together on page 46. I invite us to rise in body or in spirit. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'imahot, U'mibi Geula, Ibnei B'nei Ha'am, L'ma'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Ata Rab Lehoshia Morid Hatam Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umido Melech Melech Meimit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata L'chayot HaKol Baruch Ata Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Ata Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh Shim B'chol Yom Yahalelucha Selah Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Days pass, and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. And so we ask God, fill our eyes with seeing, fill our minds with knowing, and let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see that wherever we gaze, the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay, touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place? And we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue silently, either using words on the pages to follow or other words that we might find in our hearts. We'll join back together again with the words at the bottom of page 62. Oh, say shalom. Shalom bimroma. Hu yase shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimroma. Hu yase shalom. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community who are in need of healing. And as we direct our minds, I invite us to let our hearts go to that place as well as we call out for healing for all of those in our community. We'll begin with a reading.
As we call on Adonai, our God, please guide the hands and the minds of the doctors who heal the broken parts, to bring them together in thy name, O God. Help us to thrive so that every woman, every person feels the joy of friendship, understanding and worship, and that no one is alone. Lead us down the path to help those in need.
For those of us joining online, if you are thinking of someone this Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of in the chat on the live stream at tilb.org. And for those of us who are here in our sanctuary, I invite us to turn to our handouts. There are names of those in our community who are in need of healing. As we call out for healing, part of that work is noticing, seeing who is in need, and perhaps even picking up the phone and offering a phone call to someone who you see might be in need of that healing. This Shabbat, we call to mind especially those who have recently entered our Mishaberach list. So we think of Joel Epstein, Andrea Friedenthal, Rebecca Hicks, Arla Lewis, Carol Moskowitz, David Phillips, Sue Griffiths, Suja Katani, Jim Kellner, Jasim Osman, Karen Schnee, and Thomas Silverston. If you are here in our sanctuary and are thinking of someone in particular this Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to share their name as my eyes meet yours.
Ben Gaster, Priscilla Heim, Nirot Tantrikul, Karen Tantrikul. Daryl and Sandy Phillips, Bob Bender.
We additionally think of Olivia Escoboza, Barry Perlman, Jeff Kohlberg, Claire Steinberger, Ron Pekar, Harriet Einharn, the Horowitz family, and the Rodig family. I'd like to invite us to join together for the words of Misha Berach on page 253. May the sword
continue together with the words on page 282 of our prayer books. Page 282 for the Aleinu. I'd like to invite us to rise in body or in spirit. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, לגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום Please be seated. My thoughts now turn to those in our community who have died in recent days or in this season in years past. If you are joining us online, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of this Shabbat in the chat at this time. Together, our hearts go out to Janet Liss and Rabbi Michal Loving, Jonathan, Xander, Ari, and Connor, at the loss of Janet's mother this past week. A memorial service will be held at Temple Israel next Thursday, June 16th, in the morning at 10 o'clock. And we'll be sending out more information soon. Our hearts also go out to those in our community who are in a period of Shloshim, observing the 30 days after the death of someone near to them. And so, as we remember Craig Myers, our hearts go out to Sherry Sobel, as well as Sadie and David Sachs. And as we remember Celie Angel Hellman, our hearts go out to Lynn and Joel Epstein. We mark as well this Shabbat, the anniversary, the yard site of Joseph Alban, Zela Alkulumre, Marvin Ansel, Ann Beiser, Maureen Evans, Jeffrey Frankel, Gertrude Friedman, Rachel Geiser, Walter Geiser, David Goldberg, Bess Goldstein, Rose Hoffer, Jeanette Lerner, Stephanie Lovell, George Panitz, Louis Rabin, Nat Rappel, Arnold Rosenbluth, Thelma Sherwin, Michael Schwartz, Herman Schlotsky, Rosamund Singer, Judith Sinowitz, Robbie Sloman, Marion Vance, and Tilly Wysotsky. If there is anyone that you are thinking of in particular this Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to share their name as my eyes meet yours. We add to these names Patty Rodig and Manucha Saylor. I'd like to invite all of us to rise together in love and in solidarity. So we offer the words of the Mourner's Cottage, which can be found on page 294 of our prayer books. Itgadal, Itgadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Dibarach Yute Ve'amlich Malchute, B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Kari V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah V'rach, Leolam Umeil Maya, Yitbarach V'ishtabach V'itpa'ar V'itramam V'itnaseh, V'itadar V'itale V'italal Shemei Dekudesha B'rechu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu yasei shalom, alinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memories of those near to us always be a source of blessing. I invite us together to say, Amen. I invite us to please be seated. We have some board announcements this particular Shabbat as we take a look at the week ahead. Lori, come on up.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's see, I'm not sure where to start. I think that in honor of Sisterhood Shabbat, I'm going to start with the Sisterhood messages. So there is our annual honey fundraiser, and that is coming up, order by August 1st, and you save on the shipping fee. And you know, I don't really know that much about this. If it's it'll be online. Thank you, Elise. And then on Sunday, July 10th, will be the Sisterhood Summer Craft Fair from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that'll be here in the social hall. Oh, throughout. Okay. Did everybody hear that? Not only the social hall, but even outside. And I am assuming in the foyer. And okay, so it'd be lovely to see you all there. Now, I'm going to remind you of the regular activities. On Saturday morning, we have Torah study with Rabbi Fox at 8:45. Our Joys of Jewish Learning program continues to have many offerings, and so I'm going to just list some of them. On Monday morning at 9:45, we offer the New Testament study from a Jewish perspective. This Wednesday, we have Israeli current events with Danny Ehrlich on Zoom, live from Israel, and that's at 9:30 a.m. Our Musar study group meets this Wednesday at 9:45. Oh, okay. So the Musar study group is meeting early. And Danny Ehrlich is coming after. Okay, as well on Wednesday. Wednesday is a busy day. Oh my gosh. We have our social justice book group meeting at 11. So get your cushion set. Our Tanakh study group meets every Thursday at 10:15. If you would like to participate, contact Martine Korak. Other programs or meetings of interest include our Men's Minyan Discussion Group, which meets every Tuesday at 9:30. You can contact Alan Lillian if you're interested. And so, the other two things that are happening this weekend is there is the March for Our Lives, a march to end gun violence, which is noon to 1 p.m. It begins at Harvey Milk Park, and it's going to be a 1-mile loop that ends up back at the park. And it's going to be together with other community groups like NCJW is also promoting this with their members. And so it's a good cause. Now, so for the most important thing in terms of the health of our congregation, on Sunday, beginning at 8:30 with the budget review and discussion, it will be the temple's annual meeting. So at 8:30, there's the budget review. 9:30, there's bagels and coffee on the patio. And at 10 o'clock, it's the meeting itself. We're going to be voting on bylaw changes, which is something that we've been working on for about 3 years now. And serious work has gone on to arrive at this moment of presentation to the general congregation. Let's see, what else do I want to say about it? So if you have some, excuse me, if there's any confusion over this mishmash that is falling out of my mouth, in today's email announcement, which came out around 3:30 this afternoon, in case your email looks like mine and you can't find things easily, it comes with complete attachments for your review so that you can see the items that will be under discussion. And we need a quorum. So it's important that people show up. And it will be much more enjoyable if you're there in person than if you're participating on Zoom. And I do have to say, you'll have been on Zoom plenty, or you will next week if you're doing any of these things. You'll be on Zoom plenty. Come in person. Come for the bagels and the coffee and stay for the meeting. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
You know, we talk about the voices of every member of our community, and this Shabbat we celebrate the voices of women, and I think that it's something quite remarkable that we are a part of a community that, yes, has a lot of details that go into it, but a very deliberate and sophisticated system of allowing each one of our voices to be heard within our community. If you are available, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday at the annual meeting. And as a part of these voices that we share, can you hear me okay through this? Okay. As a part of these voices that we share, this evening we have had different women composers that we have highlighted through the melodies that you have made sound beautiful. There's a joke in there. All right. That we've sung together this evening. Sorry, this is a little self-deprecating humor, but I'll leave. If you got the joke, come up. Tell me later. It's always a bad joke when you have to explain it. So, this evening we have highlighted the different melodies, the different voices, literally and figuratively, of women in our community. And we have had some melodies that are by women composers that are writing today, but they have predominantly been melodies by women who have been inspired by Debbie Friedman and have been over the decades that have gone by. This particular concluding song, this particular melody for words that we sing in dozens of different ways, was written by a young Jewish woman composer. And so I'd like to invite us to lift up again, not just the voices of women, but new voices as well, as we sing the words of Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom, Bimromav, Oseh Shalom. ya'aseh shalom. Ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Oh, say shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Well, before we conclude our service in a proper way with our Kiddush and Motzi, I'd like to invite us to learn a little bit about our Oseh Shalom prayer.
We are grateful to live in a time, in a place, and a community where women's voices are welcomed and honored, where the gift that God implanted within each of us can and must be given in service towards greater wholeness in the world.
Amen, amen. As we look towards that wholeness and see bright lights throughout our community, I'd like to call up Kai as well as his family to come on up as we celebrate and place the sweetness of this day right there in our Kiddush cup with the words of our Kiddush and our blessing for our Kiddush wine. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, Shabbat kodecha, be'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. L'chaim, l'chaim. Go take a sip. How's it taste? Is that right? It's wine? Yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay. All right. All right, I'll take that from you. Let's join together for our Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha-motzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. How is Lee? He has been hospitalized again today, but I think that they have tried quite almost everything. They tried even new therapy, immunotherapy, but it was more a disaster than anything else. So, well, I came in Long Beach just for 1 month. So I left him on the 16th of May, and I'm coming back on the 16th of June. I stayed 2 months in Paris. I was with him, so his wife is there too. They came from Japan, and we are living all together with my ex-wife, everybody. We have a big house. Well, me too. I came for, I would say that a little bit, the last prayer. He's like me, he's not very religious, but everything. So I spoke with him, I'm speaking with him every day, but he had a big, his cancer is outside, it's big. And he had also some more complications because his immunodefense are down. So he caught a few things. So we don't know, a miracle is still possible. But. And another thing for me, but I don't really, it didn't go very well with my buyer. It's a disaster. In 5 months, she had quite almost lost every customer. It took me 16 years to build the company. She fired everybody. It's a disaster, and we are in court also. But that's not a big deal. I haven't received all my money, but I could wait.
The song is dedicated
That's
to
not a big deal. The big deal is more for my son. We are much
say,
closer. I spend a lot of time with him. He's a doctor, by the way. He's Dr. Silverstone. His name is on the list. I asked to, because formally I'm not a member, and I cannot be a member because I'm spending more than 50% of my time in Paris. I don't know what I will do in the long run. I don't know. But I'm not working, which is good. I worked for almost 50 years. I started working at 17 and I will turn 67 soon. So it's not bad, but well.
But you have money enough to live.
Well, yes, I hope so, yes. I could pay my bills and my mortgage, yes. No, I cannot, on a strictly monetary point of view, I cannot complain. Well, no, but the main issue is the health of my son. I will give all my belongings for that.
Do you have grandchildren?
I have 2, yes. I had 3 sons, so I already lost one. Tom is the second one, but my eldest is well. He's living in Spain, and he is married. He has 2 kids, 16 and 13. And I visited them when I was in France. I went to Spain. He lives in the south of Spain. Very nice. It was for Easter time, by the way. I don't know if you saw a procession of Catholic people with like the KKK.
No, I haven't, but I know what you're talking about.
I saw that. They were just, so we were amazed. So my son is, my eldest son is very well, very nice with everybody, including with his brother. He came recently from Spain to see his brother. So and my son Tom is still hopping. I'm impressed because recently he had a kind of autoimmune disease because his white cells were fighting inside, and he had something unusual. His skin was detaching from the derm. So, but apparently they found a solution for that. I don't know. So I'm leaving for a little less than 2 months, but I will stay longer if I need. And as I said, I'm not really working. In the agreement, anyway, I could not work on my portfolio, but my ex-portfolio is gone. Everybody went elsewhere. She made, I don't know. You saw her once. She spoke. We had just this meeting. By the way, I never saw her after this meeting.
Really?
She never asked me anything. I sent her plenty of emails. Don't forget this, don't forget that. But she didn't want to listen to anybody. She knew everything. And
How long did it take you to realize there was a big problem?
well, I was supposed, we had installment plan to be paid. So I was supposed to receive my second payment in January. It was supposed to be in escrow. I'm still waiting for it. So I have an attorney. We're in litigation. We have a court case. It will take probably 2 years. I don't think that I will lose, but we never know, especially if she has a partner which is an attorney.
She's in New
She's
Jersey.
not doing nice things on me, but honestly, I know why she lost customers, because the customer told me she didn't pay the bill, she didn't inform the people.
Talk to you soon.
Well, do you still work, or do you?
Well, you know, last year I sold one house and I'm trying to sell another. Yeah. My neighbor. And I had a little stroke at the end of it.
You had a stroke?
Small.
Oh, sorry.
The memory was mostly affected. And I'm much better.
Okay. I'm on my ears.
I see a change in your eyes also.
He's still small. Everything's good. But it's very aggravating. I'm thinking, I said to Leon, I'm not renewing my license. My license doesn't
Well, you don't
expire
have
for
to.
a couple of... But my license is good for a couple more years, but I don't need this. We don't need the money. We've saved. We've invested. We're very comfortable. So, no, so we're fine. But no, I think this is enough to make me retire.
Well, the market is difficult, I guess.
Well, I
also.
think right now interest rates are going up.
And
It's
prices
going-
will go
Yeah, I think
down.
they're going to go down. So,
Prices went so.
but they're ridiculous. Yeah.
So.
Anyway, I want to give you a hug
Oh,
again.
me
It's
too.
so nice, so nice to see
My
you.
pleasure.
This
Good
is the
to see
first
you.
time I've been here since COVID. you
Oh,
know?
really?
Yeah.
I came one time, but today, well, my son is on the list. I wanted to be here for him. He's not a believer, but he liked me here. But by the way, the only thing I did with the JCC, I don't know if are you a member of the group regarding the movie?
No.
Because I'm impressed. I have seen several movies, very good.
Oh, good.
We are preparing, in fact, the Jewish film festival. And so we are a group of 15, 20 people who are saying this movie is good, this movie is not as good. But I'm impressed. I will probably see the end of the movie I started yesterday, which was good. So anyway, and honestly, I'm not too much involved in anything.
Yeah, I know.
The temple, well, he seems very nice.
Very nice. People really like him a lot. And the cantor is wonderful.
Yeah, I saw her. I was there 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm still missing because I like Stephen Moskowitz. Oh, there was a Carol Moskowitz, nothing to do with him?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's a different Moskowitz. Stephen Moskowitz?
No. The woman.
Yes, I believe he has a woman partner, and they have a child. Whether the child is a boy or girl, his name is, the child's name, I shouldn't say his, the child's name is Adair. Modern kind of a rabbi.
So they are not married?
I don't know. I've never met. It's a woman. Times have changed, Elaine, that's all I can tell you. But I have to change with it because that's life. That's life.
Life changed. Okay, say hi to Lee.
I will. It's good to see you.
And I'm so glad to have invited you for my last. That was, for me, it was
Oh, I was so pleased that you invited me. That was really nice.
And it was
And
fun.
it was
I
lovely.
saw my customers. They are still my friends mainly, but they are no more the
It was
customers.
really, thank you so much. That
Well,
was
my
very
pleasure.
special.
I owe you that. So thanks a lot. Take care.
Okay, great to
Bye-bye.
see you. Were you out?
At 82, you're good to be standing, right? 83. Really? I mean, that's amazing. You're from a family of nappers, you said.
We sometimes take naps.
I like taking a nap. I have to sometimes I
say anything. And he said, oh, but you had to put your oar in. I said, no, you asked. But the whole, I mean, and this is, so.
But that's terrible. So you're kind of, you're extricating yourself, but it's not like
Well, yes, it is.
sorry, I mean, you are happily going to be able to wet your hands from it, but it's a difficult.
It's ugly. My assistant, our assistant, she said, I'm probably gonna be calling and asking for things. And I said, well, no, I don't know what my response is gonna be. I very well could say, if Bruce wants something, let him call me.
Yeah. He has my number.
Exactly. I mean, he does have my number.
Well. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So, when I start to have a little temple shift, it's like, I don't know, time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so I have, I just. So if other people want to make demands, then they got to come up with the goods.
Right. Well, what we want is.
Exactly. Because I'm not, I've said what I was willing to do. If it changes, then okay, who am I to say, that wasn't my idea, and I'm not playing anymore. But, and that's what it is. I think that people deserve, if they're going to be recognized, then they need to be notified. So that if they want to show up, they can show up.
Right.
And I don't see, and everyone, all the committee chairs know that they've got a list of their members, they should be able to do it in a single class.
Yeah. And it's just.
Exactly. But I think it probably would be good to have some, if some comment against it. Like, what is it gonna be? Are they gonna
Like
be
specifically
recognized?
what we'll do.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that what I would do, depends on how many members. If it's just 2 or 3, then I could probably, I could probably say something briefer. But if we're talking about 10, 20, 30, I'm probably just going to read their name and ask them to stand.
Oh, you're gonna read her names.
Or if you would like
Okay.
to.
Well, so then.
I'm very open.
Oh, okay, so good, so you're gonna read the names. So I didn't know, like, some people deserve. I think that, like, I was gonna mention, I could say everyone who's on membership, but I wanted to specifically mention, like Trish, who did the welcome bags. Say a little bit of something about the welcome bags, and like that, just have it be names.
Well, yeah, just because Trish put a tremendous amount in, but then, do we not honor also, I mean, Paul is so much, right?
Yeah, but he's doing, so my feeling about that is that he's, in the beginning, when he first started doing the audio support, he was invisible. I mean, it was not a good thing. But he made the fuss that he needed to make. And now he gets recognized. Every time there's something and he's there, he gets recognized. So I think, his need is not so great. I mean,
Okay. That's great. The other thing that I just worry about is, we are a community that has many, many communities within it. And, what about someone who's, I'm just concerned about the things that you and even I wouldn't even know to say thanks for.
Right.
Someone who's been working, stuffing envelopes or something.
that make an organization work. And so we're putting in, and things that people, talents that people might have just who aren't volunteering.
We're seeing, oh my gosh, they're doing so.
And I think, gosh, maybe I like it, it opens people's eyes to those the things. Yeah, I mean, it's just little stuff that people don't really think that, they just showing up and being able, because after all, our religion tells us that we do things in community. It requires a certain number of people to pray. It requires a certain number of people to study.
Yeah, it's just not the same. Yeah, of course. We are a big asset. We are a place to gather. Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so it's just
We don't have to think all the way through it now. I just wanted to, since it was so soon,
it
I
kind
wanted
of
to.
would be good to think it all the way through because it's the next.
Exactly. I know Sunday is going to be, running around, and so, and then it's Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so I'm actually, with it being just a long list, I don't know he takes it very seriously.
It'd be good for him too. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm so glad I came tonight. It's so nice to see you. Hebrew. Did you grow up speaking Hebrew?
Yeah, I was raised in Israel.
Oh, you were. Of course, your Hebrew is amazing, and I'm thinking, I'm really impressed.
How could you hear it?
Because I was sitting next to you.
Oh.
You were singing. You were whatever.
She knows all the Hebrew really well.
Yeah, she did because she grew up in Israel.
I know.
Yeah, I was 13 when we left.
Oh, really?
But I have some Israeli girlfriends, and we get together in Yak in Hebrew, and my cousins in Israel, I talk to them, so,
That's wonderful.
I kept it up.
yeah. She has kind of her.
Exactly. Okay, so I'll send that out. Well, so you can talk to staff.
Well, there was a lot of pushback about naming people specifically.
Oh, okay. Well, I still blame. But I'm not going to.
Well, okay, all right. I mean,
you can be,
get creative with it or something. I mean, well, so what do you want to do?
So I want, just, you can read the names. I'm just gonna step back. And, cause I do that best.
Oh, you are great with that too. And I would honestly very much welcome you, first of all, I always love to call you because, you don't just read the announcements. You're really.
What, huh? Louder. How long have you been there?
You don't want to,
Yeah, I don't, I thought if I could do that motor talk, I thought, and then stop for a moment. And then stop for a moment.
What do you mean that motor talk?
Where you're going through the names so fast. Everybody, you're articulating each name, but it's not, but it's a run-up.
Okay.
And then take a breath, and somebody gets, but I mean, it's still somebody gets. I mean, really, people don't understand that some people are doing more or need more?
I actually don't think it's that. I think it's that people, there is going to be someone who does a tremendous amount of
Oh, who gets overlooked. Yeah, yeah, that is a distinct possibility, because you just don't know. Yeah, yeah.
It would just defeat the whole purpose, right? We're trying to honor everyone.
Yeah, so I just wanted that if we couched in the acknowledging people and giving of people opportunity to see what people do. So is it just gonna be names and not what they do? I mean, that's what I would like some things, or maybe a list of things that people do, like stuff envelopes, or somebody who's getting mentioned, who's not even a member. She's gonna join, and she's in the office stuffing envelopes, or somebody like Odette, it's her first year. And she's busy greeting.
Yeah, I'm just, come with me, I don't wanna,
Okay.
I don't wanna miss the news, but